who actually just joined us in November. Let's see, is Denise on the line? Let's see.
I'm here.
Yay, Denise. How are you?
I'm good. I'm enjoying hearing all this again.
Isn't that fun? Can you believe it? Just 2 months ago, this was you sitting in this class?
Yeah, I'm hearing these things and I'm actually still taking notes again. And I know I've written some of these things down before, but it just resonates even more that I've been in the program.
Oh, I love this. I love this. So, you guys, this is Denise. Denise is in the real estate world, right? And you joined us in mid-November.
Yes.
And these guys are just in day 2 of the masterclass. So they're drinking from a fire hose today. And I know we had RT on yesterday who's been leveraging LinkedIn with us for about 2 years. So his experience has accumulated over time. Yours is brand new, right?
Yes.
And I know that you just recently earned top voice on LinkedIn. Is that correct?
I did. I was very excited and very surprised.
So awesome. And you actually won the audit last live, didn't you?
I sure did. So I'm
That's
all in. I'm all in. You had me at live audit almost, but when the offer was given at the end of the 3rd or 4th class, I was all in. I think I was one of the first 10.
Oh, that's awesome. Yay. Well, these guys, I would love for you to share what's working for you, right? So I know you're just a couple months in, you've already earned top voice. Maybe share with everyone as a realtor why you decided that LinkedIn was going to be your go-to platform. And then we can get into maybe what's worked for you to get top voice.
So one of the reasons that I wanted to get into LinkedIn as a realtor is that it's not overcrowded. A lot to the comments you were just making a few minutes ago. It is a big blue ocean that there's not a lot of other agents that are interacting. They just post. They have their outside companies that post their content. Nobody likes it. Nobody engages. It just sits there, but they feel like they're doing something. So I was doing that beforehand. So some of the things I learned, but first I want to say this program changed my thoughts. I came from a very professional environment, much like Melissa in the pharmaceutical world, and I was craving that professionalism that LinkedIn gives you. You know, I love seeing people's kids and knowing that blueberries are on sale at the grocery and all those wonderful things. But what fills up my professional tank and ultimately fills up my car with gas with the money I make are the connections I make. So as a realtor, I joined the program. I did go slow. That's one of the things I will say. The first day on the program, I wanted to go and connect with everybody on this screen and everybody I could think of, but the caution was good. I appreciate that Melissa cautioned us. So I went slow. I connected with people who are along my avatar. I know you haven't gotten to that yet, but are my target client. I did write a lot of articles for I wrote a bunch of articles on real estate, what it's like to be a first-time buyer, what it's like to live in Nashville, what it looks like when the market's cooling off, how do you sell your house in the winter? And the nice thing is those articles live on Google forever.
Yes.
So my first article within, it was a few hours, I could type in relocation, Nashville, and I was in the top 15 articles.
Are you guys hearing this?
So
listen, I love this.
Now, I saw y'all talking about AI earlier. Yes, I did use some AI to create the article, but I went back in and I made it Denise. I added some local things about it, some stats that I knew that AI didn't know. So make it about you, because otherwise there's somebody else out there putting out content very similar to yours. I did do a lot of the questions when they ask you to be a part. So they would ask me, what makes a good buyer? What information do you give at your listing appointment? Go in, make a comment, make it a good comment, not just 5 or 6 words, make it 3 or 4 sentences at minimum, and give some good information. There'll be several different questions. If there's one that hadn't been answered, answer that one. LinkedIn loves that. I don't know why they do, but they do. And then the last thing that I did was that I interacted with others deeply. And the first 30 minutes of every call, I didn't post, I just interacted. Find people who are like you, who I interacted a lot with these large groups, and somehow my comments got seen and liked and interacted with a lot of people. I do believe that helped Top Voice. Top Voice is great, and I love having it, but what this is going to do for my business long term is why I joined the academy. And so anyway, with that, I'm sorry, Melissa, I just talked and talked.
That's amazing. You just dropped so many nuggets. I just took a couple notes. Well, the first thing that you hit on that I want to underscore for the whole group, because we talked about this yesterday, but I know when they're hearing something new, sometimes you have to hear it multiple times for it to stick. One of the things I talked about yesterday was that LinkedIn is the long game. If you guys didn't write it down now. LinkedIn is the long game. It's not what's trending. It's not going to be in the feed and gone if you're strategic with how we coach inside of our academy. And just as Denise has alluded to, very strategically writing these pointed articles. If you use the right SEO, it optimizes even more. And what I mean by this is it's found off platform. How many of you would love for your potential client to Google some key terms in your industry and you be one of the top 15 articles that comes up, right? This is not a trending reel on Instagram with a song that works for the day, right? This is discoverable lifelong. I find that LinkedIn's a little bit like YouTube, right? In the sense that you go to Google and you search like certain topics and you get YouTube videos off platform from YouTube, right? The same thing happens with LinkedIn. A lot of you Googled your names, and the first 5 to 6 things on Google was your LinkedIn platform, right? And so I just want to underscore the broad reach, even beyond LinkedIn, when you're strategic with it. So the other things, Denise, that you said that I love, that I wanted to underscore, maybe you can speak a little bit more to this. Somebody said, wait a minute, so going slower makes you get faster results on LinkedIn, right? And absolutely, and maybe Denise, you can speak to this. I know that you're, just 2 months, little less than 2 months in, and you're, still on your journey. But what we coach is that you want a strategic network. We have clients with 500. I have a graduate from last year who has exactly 500 people in her network, and she scaled 3. I kid you not, 3 different multiple 6-figure businesses in less than 19 months on LinkedIn. And she had 0 people in her network beforehand. It's not about the mass market. It's about having the right people in your feed, because having the right people in your feed are going to appreciate the content you put out, and they're going to engage in it, which LinkedIn favors that, right? And if you just have thousands of people in your network, back to what Denise said, don't everybody connect with everybody right now. You're ruining the algorithm right now. You're ruining it. Don't connect with everybody. It's not a sheer numbers game like it is on Instagram and Facebook. You're going to screw it up. LinkedIn's not going to know what to put in your feed if you connect with everybody here. Whereas if you're strategically growing your network, we're going to talk about in 2 days, it's a much more efficient way to build leads. Who knows how many adamant followers do you need to make $1 million a year? 1,000. You guys can, what's the book called? Creative Calling is the book that I read. Go check my facts. You don't need more than 1,000 people to make $1 million a year. 1,000 people on your list that appreciate, trust, and believe in what you have to put out. That's it. Are you guys getting excited? Okay. So Denise, the other thing is, so what do you have to say about that as far as like being strategic on the platform instead of the historic kind of spam approach that's been ingrained in us on Facebook and Instagram?
I think one thing is, as a realtor, and you can apply this to your industry, So I wasn't trying to reach out to lots and lots of realtors. I tried to go to organizations, pages, and things where those people were interacting. So, for example, me, I would like to work with a lot of people who are relocating to Nashville. So I've made sure that I followed the Nashville Tourism Bureau, I follow the Chamber of Commerce, and I would interact. So
Mhm.
all of a sudden, people are like, "Who is this girl?" And then all of a sudden, I fit in to this group. One thing I'm going to tell you that has helped for me as a realtor and will help anybody in their journey is that as people see you interacting on LinkedIn, that's great. But let's say you have a lead that doesn't know anything about you. They look at you on LinkedIn and all of a sudden you're notched up. I have a guy who's head of a large company that just relocated to Nashville. I happened to meet him through a class. It was a very fortunate thing for me. And he's been recommending me as his executives move to town. Well, I can see they're checking me out. So they've come here to see who I am because they know I have a background in pharma. So they like that. And even better yet, I'm getting better. I'm still not perfect yet. But getting closer to my content, not content, but my, what do you call it, profile information being good, my about information.
Mhm.
And that's going to be the hardest thing you'll do, but you will change it. How many times, Melissa, do people change it?
A lot until you get it right. We're constantly editing mine.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I change every day too.
Yeah, right. Yes. This is so good. Denise, you're blowing their minds. We're going to have a sidebar conversation. We might have to have you come in and actually become one of our coaches inside the academy for our real estate agents. I think they would love that.
It's been a good experience for me. Please follow, if someone follows me, I'll follow you back because you will find that the people in your class are your tribe. And your tribe is watching and your tribe sees when you're posting and your tribe says, I'm going to like it. I'm going to interact with her because that boosts her algorithm. So find your tribe. I found mine in my classes. Love to have some more. Tribe can always be as big as can be. But one thing, Melissa, I will say this. When you start, Melissa gives you what to do every day. Do it verbatim. I'm not a good verbatim person. I think my ideas are so good, but if you follow that, you will grow, your content will get engaged, and you will be glad that you did this program. So,
oh, thank you. We have been at this for 5 years, fine tuning it and perfecting it. So,
and I am going to take down my Christmas tree at some point. I know all of you can see it in my picture.
I love it.
It has filled with travel ornaments, and it makes me happy to walk by each one and remember a trip. So thank you for letting me talk today, Melissa, and good luck to all of you.
Thank you so much, Denise. So appreciate it. Listen, we had some Christmas lights out last year. I bought these 2 trees from Pottery Barn that like twinkle. And when we took all the lights down last year, I was like, these aren't coming down. These are going to stay here all year. And they are. They're in my living room all year long. So I love the Christmas tree. Thank you so much, Denise. And we'll see you back inside the academy. I know that you are busy and moving and shaking, and we appreciate your time today.